Welcome to this fantastic series focused on leadership, happiness and well-being. Today I'll be interviewing Myles Downey, founder of the School of Coaching, author of several best-selling coaching books and an executive coaching legend. Thank you so much for being with me today. It's always a great honour to talk to you every time. And over the last few years, you focused much more on enabling genius or helping leaders find their true identities. I'm really interested to understand more about that focus and the journey of how you've got there.
The thing that happened, and that was probably one of a number of sparks, but it was the one that kind of, in terms of telling the story, carries the most potency, is that I was getting either directly or implicitly requests from some of the people I was coaching, which was, Myles, I have to do more. Essentially what they were saying was, I have to explore the outer reaches of my potential. My model of coaching, as I professed it, explained it, taught it, was very much about getting the other person to do the thinking, solve problems for themselves, to use their imagination to create the next shift. It felt that wasn't enough, that there was stuff that I knew about how people can reach those outer limits. So it was about, okay, so what can I do that I can take people to be all they can be as leaders in a way that's safe. And that led to something that we called Enabling Genius, and I brought a bunch of people together. We did some research over just short of 2 years, and that led to the book. And what it gave me was a kind of a scaffolding, a number of conversations that I had to have with people, one of them being about identity. Yeah. And another being about understanding what we call their direction of travel. Remarkably transformative in helping people find out something about their genius and deliver it in the world.
I like what you touched on in terms of the mindset, the direction of travel, because often, I've seen a lot of leaders focus on the here and now, managing the team, reaching the performance targets, whatever it is, but not thinking longer term around their personal direction of travel and their career and their own identity within that. So you covered a lot. Why would you say that is becoming kind of more important in kind of today's world?
A big part of it is that the culture in work has been changing for a while. Attitudes, beliefs, what work is. And then the COVID pandemic kind of forced that, which is kind of a more gracious form of leadership and management. So we're still stuck in a command and control paradigm. My next book in June is about an align and enable paradigm as a shift that is genuinely about bringing people with you in the organization. That last century mindset, command and control, decision making that's impeded rather than freed up, just simply isn't good enough anymore. So you've got to have human beings, units of action and thought that have some independence, that can move quickly.
And is that change in the style of leadership that's required to be successful, both as an individual, as a team, and as a business? What are you kind of doing with businesses and with leaders around that topic? What are you doing to drive improvement in that area?
So the instinctive reaction of many people, consultants, the HR community in part, is to take a kind of an engineering solution, which is, we haven't forgotten business process re-engineering. And my camera is saying somewhere along the way we forgot about the people, So let's remember the people, and more than that, let's put them in the front of what's happening here and focus on that, because it's my profound belief that if you put people in the right environment, they will perform. and that's what align and enable is about. What I'm finding out is that if the leader understands who they are as a leader, their identity, their unique individual genius as a leader, that if it starts with that, you get a different order of result.
In the modern coaching, you have a lovely equation, which is, performance equals potential minus interference. And it's the interference bit that gets in the way often. But actually, once they understand who they are, they can eliminate a lot of that interference and then start maximizing the potential within themselves. And therefore perform at much higher levels in their life and in career. So that's wonderful. Final few words of wisdom. How do you sum up, a couple of bullet points, almost words of wisdom for the leaders you're trying to inspire?
That it demands vast trust. So often when I'm speaking or coaching, particularly when I'm playing tennis, I don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, I literally don't, in the sense of there is a set of tactics or a map that I'm playing to. There are maps, and they've been absorbed and integrated into the body mind, if you like. But I'm kind of sitting there hopefully with a relatively still mind, and I'm kind of interested and curious as to what I'm going to do next. So I almost let something emerge and come through me without being too spiritual about it. And that's what, so when I write, I plan, I structure, and then I put the plan and structure away, and my hand starts writing. That when you have that level of trust in your own abilities and you're willing to let go and let yourself do the job, that's an extraordinary thing. You have to understand what your identity is, and that translates then to then being able to do that to others. If you can't trust yourself, it's really difficult to trust others. So that's a very roundabout way of saying something that kind of goes underneath all of the things we've been talking about.
But I love what you said towards the end of that, which is trust your own ability. To be able to trust your own ability, you first need to understand what your own ability is. And within that, then, and practice it. And therefore also understand your own identity within that. So I think that's a lovely kind of chain to finish on. Very nicely. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Myles, for joining me and spending some time with me. Always incredible insight that I get from you every time that I talk to you. So thank you very much, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you. It's been an entire pleasure yet again.